Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Esteems Tech. In today's tutorial we are going to start with an activity of lists. Alright, we have an activity. Create a list areas that contains the area of hallway, kitchen, living room, bedroom and bathroom in this order. Use the predefined variables. Print areas with the print function. So we have to use predefined variables. So I'm moving to my Jupyter notebook, and you can see here in the slide we have a list that contains area of hallway, and this is hall. I'm taking it 5.67 square feet, and then kit I'm taking 10.45. Then we have variable live bed bath, live bed bath. We have all these variables. I'm taking specific values for all these variables, and the name of the list is areas, and within the enclosed square brackets, within these square brackets I'm putting here hall, kit, live, bed and bath. So I'm using print function to print areas list. So see, I have printed areas list, and all these variables are displaying within the enclosed brackets of this list. Alright, so I'm creating another cell now, and I'm moving to the next slide. This is another activity. We have to build the list so that the list first contains the name of each room as a string and then its area. In other words, add the strings hallway, kitchen and bedroom at the appropriate locations. So we have to build a list so that it first contains the name of each room. So like we have this areas list. I'm copying and pasting it like this, and in here I'm having hallway. This is a string. After this hallway I'm having kitchen, kit and living. Okay, let's living room. This is a string and liv is a variable. Okay, this is bedroom, this is bathroom, alright. So now I'm having modified areas list, and I'm printing it like this, areas. So you can see here, this is the desired output. So yeah, I'm now moving to the next slide. You can see here another activity. Can you tell which ones of the following lines of Python code are valid ways to build a list? So we have to find which are valid lists. Let's do it. 1 3 4 5. A is equals to 1 3 4 5, and B is equals to 1 2 3 4 5 7. 1 2 3 4 5 7. We have this another list, and in C, this is C list. 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, comma, A asterisk 5, and now 3. So this was the activity. I'm running it. And let's find. Using type function, okay. Print type. Within this type function, I'm using A. Yeah, this is a list. What about B? B is also a list. What about C? Yeah, C is also a list. Means these three lists A, B, C are actually the lists. So you can say here, the question was, can you tell which ones of the following lines of Python code are valid ways to build a list? A, B, C, all options are correct. All these are valid ways to build a list. Moving to the next slide. So now here you can see list of lists. Instead of creating a flat list containing strings and floats representing the names and areas of the rooms in your house, you can create a list of lists. Alright, I am not going to show you the example code in the next slide. I am going to do it in the Jupyter notebook. So what they're saying, we have this modified list and I'm creating another cell and I'm putting it here. And now you can see here, I'm creating sublists. Oops, it should be here. So these are all sublists. Okay. Oops. Moving at the end and then, yeah. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sublists within a list areas. Run this and let's print it out. Alright, you can see it here. It's very clear that the main list areas contains sublists like hallway, kitchen, living room, bedroom and bathroom. So yeah, this is also a list. If you want to find its type, if you want to print the type of this list areas, definitely it is a list. Okay, so now moving to the next slide, the topic is subsetting lists. It includes subtopics indexing, negative indexing and slicing. So what is indexing? See, whenever we are counting numbers in our daily life, we are starting numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, like this. We count like this. But when we are talking in when we are talking in any programming language, we start counting from 0. In any programming language, we are considering 0 as the smallest element and we actually start counting from 0. So what is indexing basically? Subsetting Python list is a piece of cake. Definitely it is so easy. Take the code sample below which creates a list X and then selects B from it. Remember that this is the second element, so it has index 1. So this is second element and it has index 1. It means the first element has index 0. As I was talking to you, I was telling you that in any programming language, counting actually starts from 0. Even if it is the first element, it is at the 0th index. So A is at 0th index, B is at first index, C is at 2 index or second index and D is at third index. So x1 is going to return B and x minus 3 is what? It is negative indexing. So what is negative indexing basically? When I'm talking to you, like it is the last element. If I'm talking to you in terms of negative indexing, the last element has index minus 1. This D is having index minus 1. It means C is going to have minus 2, B is going to have minus 3, and A is going to have minus 4 index, negative index. So let's do it in Jupyter notebook. So for example, I have a list X that contains A, B, C, D. Okay. If I'm using index 0, it is returning A. If I'm using index 1, it is returning B. And similarly, if I'm using index 2 for the X list, it is returning C. And when I'm using index 3, it is returning D. And when I'm typing 4, it is giving me index error because 4 index doesn't exist. List index out of range is the index error. So we have this A at 0 index, B at 1 index or first index, C at second index, and D at third index, and fourth index doesn't exist. So in terms of negative indexing, minus 1 means it is the last element of any list. So minus 1 is representing D. If I'm typing here minus 2, it is going to represent C. Minus 3 represents B again. And then minus 4 represents A. So this is about indexing and negative indexing. Now moving to the slides. So as you can see from this slide that X with index 1 and X with negative index minus 3 is going to return B, and they are going to give the same result. Alright, moving to the next slide now. We have an activity, print out the second element from the areas list. It has value 11.25. So first making it, okay, 11.25 giving value to hall, 11.25, kitchen 18.0. I'm just modifying the values just like that. I can use these values as well, but according to my activity I'm trying to modify the values, and we are going to preferably go with these same values. Living room is 20.0, 20.0, and then we have bed 10.75, and then we have bathroom 9.50. Okay, clicking on it, and now okay, print out the second element from the areas list. And now I am moving to this, copying this code and putting it in the new cell. So you can, if I'm printing it, it is like this. So now I am taking another cell. So in here you can check hall value is 11.25, and what my slide is saying, I'm moving to the activity. So this slide is saying print out the second element from the areas list. How to print out the second element? Areas which is having index 1. Alright. So it is 11.25. It is evident. So another question is subset and print out the last element of areas. Use a negative index makes sense here. Okay. So now we have to print out the last element of areas -1. Okay, I'm using print function here and here as well to print both values. Otherwise, it is going to print only the last one. So see now -1 here, if I want to put here something last element, second element. See, last element is what, 9.5? Definitely it is 9.5, and with the index -1 that I have used here. So now activity says select the number representing the area of the living room 20.0 and print it out. Select the number representing the area. Selecting the number representing the area of living room. So it should be always at 0 index. First, second, third, fourth and fifth. It should be, yes. Areas I'm using here 5. It is returning 20.0. So definitely it is going to print 20.0 as this is the area of living room. Yeah, I can type it here. Area of living room. See, it looks presentable now. Creating a new cell now. Again, I'm moving to the slides. Next slide says adding values of same list. After you have extracted values from a list, you can use them to perform additional calculations. Take this example where the second and fourth element of a list X are extracted. The strings that result are pasted together using the plus operator. So, okay. C is having 10 value and I'm picking the values, first value, and I'm picking 0, 1, 2, third value. I mean the fourth element, the 10 value, and with the index 3. Now activity says I have to print and I have to find the sum of 9 and 10 now using indexing. So how to use it? Print, using print statement. Now it is the result. If I want to make it more presentable, I can type it here. Summation like this. If you want to print this as well, summation of this and this, like this, you can present it. This is an output. All right, are you enjoying coding? I hope you are. So now I'm having activity using a combination of list subsetting and variable assignment. Create a new variable eat sleep area that contains the sum of area of the kitchen and area of bedroom, and print the new variable eat sleep area. So bedroom and kitchen, and okay, and giving it eat sleep area and adding the value of bedroom and kitchen. So the value of bedroom I mean the area of bedroom is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 here. And kitchen is 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 here. So I'm adding the value, adding the areas of kitchen and the bedroom, and I'm assigning the value. I'm assigning this value to a new variable, eat sleep area, and now I'm trying to print it. Okay, so see, it is 28.75. You can add 18.0 with 10.75. So it is 28.75 indeed. So now moving to the next activity, the new activity says use slicing to create a list. Now I'm wondering, you can see a bulb in the slide which is turned off actually. So we don't know slicing. Using slicing to create a list downstairs that contains first 6 elements of areas. Do a similar thing to create a new variable upstairs that contains the last 4 elements of areas. Print both downstairs and upstairs using print. So now let's study what is slicing. Then we'll be coming back to the previous slide, and then we'll be solving that activity. We'll be solving that question. So what is slicing basically? If you don't specify the begin index, Python figures out that you want to start your slice at the beginning of your list. If you don't specify end index, the slice will go all the way to the last element of your list. To experiment with this, try the following commands. So in here, I'm going to take a list X. X is a list with values A, B, C, D. A. I can also take a single quotes. B for strings. C, D. Okay. So now, if I am using colon, it is going to print all the elements of the list. Print with single colon. And if I'm using 0th index and after the colon I'm not specifying anything, it means it is going to print all the elements of the list. So in this case, if I'm not putting anything before the colon and I'm putting something like 2 at, that's 3 after the colon, what it is doing, it is going to print 0th index, first index and second index, but not the third index value. It is excluding the third index value. Alright, so in case I'm putting, if I want to print B and C only, in this case what I'll have to do is type here 1, starting from 1. This is B is at first index and C is at second index, but I'll have to put the last number, last index third, but because it is excluding the third one and it is going to print first and second, it is going to print element at index 1 and element at index 2, means second or third element. Alright, so in case I'm not putting anything after this colon, what is happening, it is going to print all the values starting from first index up till the end of the list. Alright, I hope slicing thing is little clear, almost clear I can say. So doing some activity will be making our concept more strong stronger, basically. So we have to create a list downstairs first, which contains first 6 elements of areas. So coming here, areas is a list, and first 6 elements mean 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up till 6. Print, see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6 elements. And I need not to print it actually. I need to assign it to a variable downstairs equals to this. Now print downstairs. Yes. Now upstairs equals to areas. We have to, this upstairs variable contains last 4 elements, means it is starting from 6 now. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Or I should not mention anything. In here I have to print it out as well. Print upstairs. Let's see what happens. So now it contains last 4 elements, or I can mention it and make it more presentable. Last 4 elements of list areas, and it is first 6 elements of the list areas. So there you go. Okay, creating another cell for or another activity. Okay, now this thing we have done already. Okay, this slide contains another activity. Create downstairs again as the first 6 elements of area. This time simplify the slicing by omitting the begin index. Create upstairs again as the last 4 elements of the area. This time simplify the slicing by omitting the end index. Actually, I didn't put the end index here. If I'm putting it here, it is going to result same. But if we have to omit it, and omitting the first, omitting the 0th thing, result is same. Means if I'm not putting any index before this colon, the start index, it is starting from where it starts. Here it starts actually. And if I'm not putting anything after the colon, and it has to end where it actually ends. Means it is going to show the last element of that list, which is 9.5 in this case. So the result in both cases is same. So moving to the next topic, subsetting list of lists. Now see, if we want to, for example, we already know list of list thing, how we have created list within a list. Yeah, so if we want to access a particular element, how we are going to access? So in this case, you can see here X is the list. Yes, so 2 is the number. 2 is actually the index of the list, index of the sublist. Like this ABC is the list 1, but at index 0. DEF is second sublist but at index 1, and GHI is the another sublist at index 2. So X2 means this, I'm talking about GHI, and after 2 I'm having 0 enclosed within the square bracket. 0 means I'm talking about G. I'm talking about the string or the alphabet G in this case, which is in second, which is in the sublist at index 2. And in this case, I'm talking about the same list, second index list. And in here, I have to print 0th element, first element, GH only. But 2, because this is 2 here. 0th element, first element, second element, it has to print second. But in this case, we know that the last index is not considered. It is excluded. In this case, it is going to print GH only. Okay. So, okay. In here, I'm taking an example. What will areas -1, 1 return? Let's see. Areas 1. It is 1, -1, 1. Okay. So, -1 and 1. -1 means it is at last sublist. So in here, which is the areas list that contains sublist as well? This is the list. I'm copying it and I'm pasting it right here because I'm considering this list. And now -1 means this is the last sublist, and 1 means I'm talking about this variable bath, which has value 9.5. So if I'm using 0 here, it is going to return bathroom. Yes? Alright. So this is so simple. Okay, now we have the topic manipulation or manipulating list. Manipulation, way to change elements in your list or to add elements to and remove elements from your list. Let's start with how to modify data elements. So in this case, I'm creating another cell. In this case, I'm copying it again, this list, just for the convenience. Alright, areas 0. At area 0, area 0 means at index 0 that contains sublist. Hallway, hall. Here I want to modify it, making it hallway and comma hall. Let's make it way to hall, something like this. So when I'm printing areas, you'll find it is not hallway now, hallway hall. Now it is way to hall, which is definitely small. So I have modified something. In case I want to modify 0:2, here I have to modify 2 sublists. Dressing room, let's make it 12.56, and in here I'm again modifying kitchen for men, and I'm giving it area 45.67 square feet. So now here, and I'm going to print areas now. So now you can see here. So now it is again modified. Dressing room 12.56, kitchen for men 45.67, then living room, rest are same. So I have modified 0th sublist at index 0 and sublist at index 1 like this. So I have modified it. Alright, so now I'm moving back to the slide. Next thing is adding data elements. How we can add data elements? It's simple. I am going to take another variable area1 here for this list that I have already created. I'm not considering the example that is given in the slide. I'm taking another example that I'm already taking in this notebook, list 2. So now area 1, I'm taking it eat and sleep area with eat sleep area variable. Now what I'm gonna do is areas 2 equals to area. Okay, areas 2 is equals to areas plus areas 1. Now see, now print areas 2. Now you can see there is an added element eat and sleep area with 28.75. Two elements are there, but even in case I want to create it as a sublist, what I'm gonna do is like this, make two square brackets like this, and now check. Now you can see it very clearly that eat and sleep area and 28.575, this value is now in a sublist. Earlier it wasn't in a sublist. Now it is in a separate sublist within the list areas too. Alright, this is how we can add, like adding, this is adding elements. Okay, or it started actually at here. Yeah, this thing, adding elements. I'm putting comment here. Oops, not here, here. Modifying list and adding elements in list and now deleting elements from list. How we can do deleting, how we can do deletion basically. Del is a method. In here I'm putting areas, in case I'm putting area 0, and I'm printing it like areas, not areas 2, areas 2. Okay, now check here. After deletion, see, after deletion I want to make it more presentable like this. After deletion, can you see it? See, after deletion, now it is not showing me dressing room and 12.56, and it is starting from kitchen for man because I have deleted sublist at index 0. In case I want to delete only, in case I want to delete only dressing room string from this sublist at index 0, in this case I'm putting it here, the number of, the index of the element in sublist at index 0. So now check. So only kitchen, only dressing room is, this dressing room string is removed. Rest 12.56 is in the subs, is it, this is already, this is there in the sublist at index 0, and rest all the things are same. So this is how we can perform deletion. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now we have an activity. Update the area of bathroom area to be 10.50 square meters instead 9.50. So now taking new cell and I am having areas list. I'm printing it right here for you so that you can check it. Oops, why I'm running that. So now this is why I have deleted areas. Okay, I'm taking another one. Okay, we'll just remove it. Just forget it. I'm pasting it right there for you so that you can check it right well. Print areas. Again, I'm taking the previous list without modification. So now the activity says update the area of bathroom area to be 10.50. 10.50 means areas 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and we have to update 10.40. Let's check in the slide. It is 50. Oops, sorry. It's 10.50. Oh, it should be 0 and 1. 10.50. Yeah, here it is. Now print areas. Now you can see here your value of 9.5 is now changed to 10.5 as we were given, as we had an activity given in the slide. We are doing the same. We are following the same. In this second point, it says make the areas list more trendy. Change living room to chill zone. Let's do it. Living room is areas. Living room to chill zone 0, 1, 2. Living room is 0. It should be chill zone. And now printing again areas. So now you can see in place of living room we have changed the string to chill zone as requested. Yeah. So now moving to the slide and checking what is the next activity. Use the plus operator to paste the list pool house 24.5 to the end of the list areas. Store the resulting list as areas underscore 1. Okay. Areas underscore 1 and we have to store areas plus, we have to use plus operator, right? And let's find out what's written there. We have to add pool house 24.5. And now again print the new list areas underscore 1. Now you can see here we have added pool house whose value is 24.4 but it is not in a sublist. In order to make it sublist, Let's give it something more, some more. 2 brackets, like 2 square brackets. Now we have all the values like hallway, kitchen, chill zone, bedroom, bathroom, and pool house. All are in sublist now. Okay? Yeah. Moving to the slide again and checking what is the activity for us. Further extend areas 1 by adding data on your garage. Add the string garage and float 15.45. Name the resulting list areas 2. Okay. Plus garage. What its value was? I just forgot. Let's move to the slide and check it out. 15.45. Oh ho, okay. So then we have to name the resulting list area 2. Yes, we have done this. 15.45. 15.45, and let's print out the list areas 2. Now check. We have another sublist garage 15.45. Yes, now my activity is done. So now in this tutorial we have learned various ways to subset lists like indexing, negative indexing, slicing, and modifying elements, adding elements and deleting elements from the list. So it's all about today's tutorial. See you, bye bye, take care everyone, and subscribe to my channel Esteem Stack.